everyone. Good afternoon, day, wherever you are tuning in from. So, in today's video, we will be looking at Java Access Modifiers. So, to start off, we'll start by just defining certain terms and explaining what these things are. So, to start off, we'll start with a modifier, right? So, modifiers, let me just fix that, are keywords. Sorry for my bad handwriting. It's my first time using this. Used to define the accessibility, accessibility, behavior, I didn't spell that right, behavior, just an R, behavior and properties of classes, methods, variables, and constructors. Constructors. Cool. So we divide modifiers into two groups, right? The first group being access modifiers, which we will be looking at today. Access modifiers. Access modifiers control the access level. Access level. And the second group in this modifiers is non-access modifiers. Non-access modifiers. Oops. Right. So non-access modifiers, oops, do not control access level. But they do provide additional functionalities. Provide other functionalities. Right. So today we'll just be focusing on specifically access modifiers. In another video, we'll dedicate that video to non-access modifiers. So access modifiers. Right. So we defined access modifiers as access modifiers control the access level of a Java program. So for classes, we use red. So for classes, you can use either public or default. that is an access modifier. Public or default, right? So now we'll define public and default. Don't worry if you guys are a bit confused. I will demonstrate this in the IDE in a moment. I'm just trying to get certain terminology out of the way. So public. Oops. So public means that the class is accessible by any other class. So the class is accessible by any other class, right? And then is default is when the class is only accessible by classes in the same package. So the class is only accessible by classes in the same package, right? And default modifiers are only used when we do not specify a modifier. So what that means is that when we make a Java program and we do not open up a separate file location for a certain method, constructor, or class, we just write out that class or method in the same file. That is what we refer to as a package. So we wouldn't write public class, we just write class and go on. But I'll demonstrate that in a moment. And now for attributes, so for attributes, methods, and constructors, we use any one of the following I mentioned below. So, right? So we can either use public. Oops, why did I keep writing B? Public. So the definition will be the same. Accessible for all classes. Right? And then we have private. So the code is only accessible within the declared class. So only accessible within the declared class. Right. And then we have default as well. So the definition for this one will remain the same as for classes. What's going on? So default, right? So only accessible from the same package. From the same package. right? And then we have protected, right? So for protected, I'll just give a definition for it. We will be looking at it at a deeper level when we get to subclasses. So it works similar to default, so it's only accessible from the same package and subclasses. So I'll just write same package and subclass. Okay, so that's done with the writing. I'll zoom out in case you guys would like to take a screenshot of this. Oops. So I know my handwriting is not perfect, but there we go. Okay, so now we'll be looking at live examples of these access modifiers. So in the first example, we'll be looking at a public class, right? So we have public class car, public string brand equals BMW. So basically, the public keyword just allows our main to access all of this. Without it, it wouldn't be able to access it. Just to demonstrate, we get an output of BMW because we said system out.print car.brand. And if we were to change just this keyword right here to private, we'd have a problem. Our main is no longer able to access what we are trying to print out. But just to demonstrate it a bit more, we could say public string model. So what model are we looking at? Let's say an M5, right? So if we now try and say, let's just copy, we go here, we paste, and we say model. Let's see what happens. Oops, mistake. It happens. Okay, so we run it. It should still give us an error. As you can see, it's saying Java brand has private access in car. So it won't work, right? If we were to remove this, we'd still be able to access anything else that is public, right? So that's the primary use of a private access modifier. So now we're going to look at a default modifier. So a default modifier has no specific keyword. As you can see, we just have string brand equal BMW. And in our main, it's exact same how we would make an object. So we don't specify any sort of keyword. And if we were to run it, it should output BMW. Let us see. BMW, as you can see. So that would be it for access modifiers. I hope this video helped. If you did, do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.